Bronco fans everywhere. Welcome, Broncos country, to the Elevation Orange on this very, very great Monday night, talking about the Broncos against the Chiefs yesterday. This is a recap of the Broncos-Chiefs game where Denver snapped the 16-game losing streak at the hands of the Kansas City Chiefs. Welcome everybody into the chat. Welcome everybody on the show. It's such an electric Monday to do a recap. That was absolutely a spectacular game. Was it perfect? No, not by any means. It wasn't perfect, but it was electric in the sense that not only did the Broncos win, but how they won. And I will get into all of that moving forward in this show. Thanks everybody for being here. It's such, I'm so excited, man. So excited about doing this because of, like I mentioned, how the Broncos won the game. It was absolutely defense for sure won this game. Absolutely, no doubt about it. The defense won this game. Let's get into it. Avatar says, Avatar, you are running shotgun in the chat. You're the first one in there. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. He says, what's up, Broncos country? 2023 NBA champs, Nuggets Nation. Absolutely. Thanks, Avatar, again for being in the chat and always being supportive. I'm in the house. Ernie Mays, I think I said that right. Ernie Mays, go Broncos country. Only hello Bronco Bill. Hey, appreciate it. Thank you so much there, Ernie. Really do appreciate it. Okay, let's recap this real quick. Final score before I get into stuff, because I have a audio that I want you to hear from what Patrick Mahomes said during a locker room interview. Final score was Denver 24. Wait a minute. Hang on. Let me back up. The Broncos lost the game in Kansas City 2 weeks ago on a Thursday. They lost 19-8. And it was close. Broncos kept it close. And if you guys watched my show on Friday, I said if the Broncos can keep this game close like they did 2 weeks ago in Kansas City on a Thursday night, prime time, when everybody in the whole world's watching, if the Broncos could keep the game close, they had a chance to win. It was going to be cold in Denver. It was 29 degrees at kickoff. It was cold in Denver. It had snowed earlier. They cleared the field of snow, but it was bitterly cold. Like I said, 29 degrees at kickoff. If Denver could keep it close, then they had a chance. Well, it was more than keeping it close, guys. It was an absolute, in my opinion, dominant game by the defense. This defense showed up. This defense showed up yesterday, and they showed up in a very, very big way. And I'll get to the stats here in just a few minutes. Final score, Denver 24, Kansas City 21? Nope. 17? Nah. 10? Now you're close. 9. 24-9. So the question is, so Patrick Mahomes threw for a touchdown and they missed the extra point? Nope. That's not what happened? Nope. 3 field goals. The Broncos defense held the high-powered Kansas City Chiefs to 3 field goals, a total of 9 points. And all 9 points from Kansas City was scored in the first half. Now, I've mentioned many times, I mentioned it in the show yesterday in the neighborhood. I also mentioned it on Friday in my show, and I've mentioned it many times. When the Broncos have a lead going in at halftime, which they did, they led 14-9. When the Broncos have a lead going into halftime, they have a tendency not to make adjustments. Well, apparently somebody's listening to my show or somebody's listening to something out there, because they absolutely made adjustments. Yeah, they kept some of the things, a lot of things the same, but they made adjustments. They made key adjustments. And they came out winning the game, like I said, 24-9. Okay. That was, not only was that impressive, but it was impressive on how they did it. Let me get into stats, and then I'll get into what the audio really short audio of what Patrick Mahomes said in the locker room when asked about the game. All right, the stats are on the Kansas City side. Mahomes was 24 out of 38 for 241 yards, 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. 2 interceptions. That's right. All right. Rushing. They rushed for a total. Let's see. Am I getting that wrong? I'm sorry. That's not the totals. They rushed. Pacheco was 8 carries for 40 yards. Receiving, Travis Kelce was 9 targets, 6 receptions for 58 yards. That was part of the CBS stats yesterday. They were saying that when Taylor Swift is at the game watching the Chiefs and Travis Kelce, he averages something like 98 or 108 yards per game. When she is not there, he's averaging 48 yards per game. Well, yesterday he got 58. She wasn't there. She's doing her Edis tour, whatever it's called. Any case, going on down the list, go to the Broncos side, okay? Russell Wilson was 12 out of 19 for 114 yards. That's it. That's all he needed to do. The key thing is, though, he threw for 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Rushing was the key of the game on offense. Javonte Williams, 27 carries, 85 yards. McLaughlin, 4 carries for 33 yards. Russell Wilson even ran it 8 times for 30 yards. And Pyrene was just 1 of 5. But the rushing was the key. Rushing was the key. Kept Patrick Mahomes off the field, kept Travis Kelce off the field, and it kept the Broncos offense on the field. And the Broncos defense to be rested, which they would desperately need because of what they were doing was putting pressure on Patrick Mahomes. He was sacked. I believe he was sacked twice. He sacked twice. He was knocked down. He was intercepted twice. The Broncos got turnovers off Kansas City, 3 fumbles, 2 interceptions, and the Kansas City had a muff punt that was recovered by Denver. So the special teams was incredible. Special teams was absolutely incredible. The offense did what they had to do. Russell Wilson threw an incredible pass on their first drive to Jerry Jeudy. Jeudy jumped up with 2 defenders around him, caught this pass, came down with the catch. And then beyond that, there was Cortland Sutton made a ridiculous catch in the end zone. The entire Bronco team, for the first time all season that I can honestly say, this team came together. And we knew it would take time, guys. We knew it would take time. And everybody's throwing barbs at Russell Wilson and George Payton, the GM, and Sean Payton, the head coach, Vance Joseph, defensive coordinator. I was doing the same thing. Why? Because we wanted better. We want perfection. We want this team to be the best it can. And we knew it would take time, but we've waited 6.5, 7 years because we haven't had anything worth cheering about since Peyton Manning in 2015 in the Super Bowl. That's the reason why we're so anxious to have everything come together. Well, it came together yesterday. Remember, guys, the Broncos had lost 16 straight to the Chiefs. The game 2 weeks ago in Kansas City on that Thursday night, Denver showed something to me, and I commented on that. Denver showed something to me that they hung in the game. They stayed in the game. They had a chance to tie it late. That gave me hope that when we played the Chiefs yesterday, we had a chance. And I said that I thought the Chiefs would win 27-21. I said that on my Friday show, but I said I hope I'm wrong. And the reason why I felt it was so close in scoring is because of the fact that they played the Chiefs earlier 2 weeks ago that close. I felt that Broncos had a chance yesterday, and they proved that they not only had a chance, but they took it to the Chiefs. Physically, they took it to the Chiefs. Score-wise, they took it to the Chiefs. Gameplay, game domination on offense and defense and special teams proved that they were the better team. All right, let me get to what Patrick Mahomes said when asked the question in the locker room. Here we go.
The worst I felt walking out of that stadium. So, it's a great environment. I actually have a lot of fun playing here. The fans are awesome. They enjoy the game. They know the game. But it just kind of is what it is. They beat us. They were the better football team today, and I give them their props.
All right. So what do you guys think of that? Obviously, he's being very, very what's what I'm looking for? I wouldn't say appreciative. Very, very complimentary to the Broncos. It's the first time that Patrick Mahomes has lost to Denver in his career. So, what else is he going to say? Yeah, Broncos do it. Bronco fans are very passionate. We are very passionate. We know the game. We know what to do and how to yell and who to cheer for and that kind of stuff. So is he saying all the right things? Of course he is. Of course he is. But you know that this one stings. He said at the beginning, he says, yeah, thought about it when I came in. It is what it is. He's not going to elaborate as to how much it hurts, but it hurts him, especially losing 24-9 and they didn't even score a touchdown. And people are going to say, well, Patrick Mahomes had the flu. He didn't really feel well. That has to go along with, well, hey, if you're sick and you can't play, why are you playing? Why don't you put it to your backup? Well, because Patrick Mahomes sick is better than their backup. Okay, well, that's why he played. But it was not just the fact that he didn't feel well. Denver's defense was swarming. Josie Jewell was everywhere. So was Benito. And so was Cooper. These guys were relentless on defense. And Vance Joseph, for all the times that I've said and criticized that Vance Joseph, I have to give him his props in this game. Absolutely have to give him his props. Vance Joseph's defense and his scheme on defense this game yesterday was absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. And Madungus Creevy on the show yesterday, towards the end of the show, asked me by way of the Broncos winning back-to-back games against Green Bay and against Kansas City, do I think Vance Joseph should be fired at the end of the season? And I said, you know what? Given what we just saw the last two games, I would have to say at this point in time, no. But if he starts going down here, we got Buffalo, we got Minnesota, we got Cleveland, and it starts, we start losing those games to those teams. Now, sure, we may lose to Buffalo, but I'll get into that on my Friday show. Maybe not this Friday show because we're on a bye, but the show right before the Buffalo game. In any case, sure, we could lose that. I'm going by how well the defense plays. If it's a close game, things happen in close games. You can't control that. But what I saw yesterday with Vance Joseph's game plan and Vance Joseph's defensive scheme that he put together for that Kansas City Chiefs game and shutting down Travis Kelce, only allowing 58 yards total for him, no touchdowns, and no Taylor Swift, Broncos defense was solid. They were absolutely solid. Special teams was solid. Yes, we missed a field goal earlier in the game, but, instead of being 27-9, it was 24-9 in the end. But that being said, the Broncos' entire team was on point. The offense didn't do more than they had to do. Russell Wilson didn't throw for more than he had to. And they ran the heck out of the ball. And that's something that Sean Payton loves to do. Run the ball, control the possessions, control the first downs, keep getting first downs, and keep moving the ball and keep the other team off the field. Because if they don't have the ball, they can't score. Plain and simple. It's not like baseball. If you don't have the ball in baseball, it's okay because the pitcher has it. You can hit a home run and you still didn't have the ball. In football, it's different. You can't score if you don't have the ball. And the Broncos controlled the game. They controlled the possessions. They controlled the first downs. They minimized their penalties. They minimized what's the word I'm looking for? They minimized their mental mistakes. Yes, there were some, Of course, there were some. But on the brighter side, the Broncos are starting to get it together. They're starting to figure out. Okay. Now, the Broncos are 3-5. Kansas City is 6-2. The Broncos are not in last place anymore, guys. Yeah, I mean, let's see. I mean, I know that the Chargers won yesterday. So theoretically, we're tied for third because, we got the same record. But we're not last place. We're making moves. We're getting things together. The team is starting to figure it out. Sean Payton is starting to work his coaching magic. And it was very, very evident yesterday. Now, going into the bye this coming Sunday, Denver has basically 2 weeks off because they played yesterday. They're off this entire week. They don't have to prepare for a game. The game is not on Sunday because it's a bye. Then they got the following week to prepare for Buffalo in Buffalo. That's going to be a tough game. Is Buffalo beatable? Absolutely they are. Absolutely they are. I believe it was New England that beat them. So they're definitely beatable. So, I mean, I'm just so elated as to how the Broncos played yesterday. It was just spectacular. All right, let me get to some of the comments in chat. D-Rock, what is happening, my friend? D-Rock in the house. Big Bill, we win. Yeah, you got that right. I'm about ready to play Celebrate Tonight. Come on. Maybe I should do that, but I don't know. I could get copyright, so I probably I don't want the network to get a copyright hit and just get a little warning. So I'm not gonna play it, but yeah, I was thinking about playing that song Celebrate, man, because I tell you what, it is a good day in Broncos country. Absolutely great day in Broncos country. All right. Avatar says Chiefs hadn't given up a touchdown on the opening drive all season until the Wow. I did not know that. Thanks for that insight there, Avatar. Really appreciate it. Had not given up a touchdown on the opening drive all season long until Denver. Yeah, baby. That just makes me feel even better. Absolutely makes me feel even better. Avatar also follows that up by saying that Singleton was a tackling beast yesterday. Oh, absolutely. Singleton was all over. So was Josie Jules. So was Browning. Like I said, the entire defense was swarming. How about the interceptions? Interception, I forget his name, number 29 for the Broncos. What a great interception. There was a fumble scoop that up by Justin Simmons. Justin Simmons picked off a pass. It was wonderful, spectacular, amazing to watch yesterday. Absolutely amazing to watch. All right. Mark Tong, I don't want to say your name wrong. Mark T, I'll say. Mark T. Peyton is starting to get his team together, realizing the run game is the key. Absolutely. Run game is the key to the entire Broncos scheme, the way that the system that they want to run. And they, with Javonte Williams and P. Ryan and McLaughlin, oh my gosh, it's not only a 1-2 punch, it's a 1-2-3 punch. Because you've got Williams who can just run over plays. I don't know if you guys saw the play yesterday. He must have carried 3 or 4 guys at least 6, 7 yards, 8 yards, something like that. He got hit like after 3 yards across the line and carried him for a first down. That is tough to do, man. That's tough to do. Like I mentioned before, he reminds me so much of Terrell Davis. Just takes a hit and keeps on going. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, go back there and look at some Terrell Davis runs on YouTube or wherever you get your video from and watch some of Terrell Davis's runs. Absolutely reminds me so much, or I should say Javonte Williams reminds me so much of Terrell Davis. Absolutely. And then you've got McLaughlin, who is just quick and can make these quick moves. And they got P. Ryan, who nobody can see because he's only like this tall. I mean, really. So you can't really see him. And he's elusive. So I'm excited. I'm really, really excited for what we have ahead. Now, yes, we're going to have some tough teams. We got Buffalo. Well, we got Minnesota right after Buffalo at home, but looks like Kirk Cousins is might not be available for the rest of the year. They're fearful that he has a torn Achilles. So obviously that would end his play this season. So we don't know what kind of Vikings team we're going to see. We got Cleveland. We got the Chargers twice. We have the Raiders again. We have New England. So there are some teams. We have Houston Texans. There are some teams we can beat. But man, if we play the upcoming eight or nine more games we got, 9 more games we have. If we can win 5 of those 9, and even if we go 8 and 9 in a season, I'll be happy because we're making progress. If we can win 6 of the 9, I mean, somehow, some way, if we can win 6 of the 9, well, that's a winning record. We haven't had that since 2015. Man, I'm excited after what I saw yesterday. Now, if the Broncos had played, let's say, I don't know, what team won yesterday that hadn't won? Carolina. So if we'd have played Carolina, as horrible as they have been, and we played them and we beat them 24-9, would I be as ecstatic as I am at the fact that we beat the Chiefs 24-9? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I wouldn't be as excited. I'd be happy we won. I wouldn't be as excited because we beat the freaking Chiefs, a team who has beaten us 16 straight games. And we didn't just win 24-23 or 24-21. No, we won 24-9. That is an absolute statement game, a statement game. And in my opinion, it's not just a statement game that was sent to the Chiefs. That was a statement game sent to the rest of the teams we play on the schedule. We played Detroit too. Though that's good. These are what we did yesterday is a statement game because now the league is looking at us going, oh boy. Uh-oh. These guys are meaning business. These guys are getting it together. They're playing as a unit. All 3 facets, offense, defense, special teams, all 3 came into play yesterday. That's what this team is doing right now. They're making a statement. And the Buffalo Bills had better take notice because Sean Payton's going to have 2 weeks to prepare for the Buffalo Bills. I know it's in Orchard Park, New York. I know it's in Buffalo in November, in the cold, possibly snow. Who knows? Doesn't matter. Denver played in the cold yesterday. Didn't bother them one bit. All right. Avatar says Broncos are technically in last place because Raiders haven't played yet and the Chargers are 3-4. Okay. God, Avatar, did you have to ruin my thunder, man? I want to get out of last place. I know all Broncos country wants us to get out of last place. I get that, but man, it looked good yesterday when I looked at the standings before the Chargers game, and it showed the Chargers in last. It was so beautiful. I love to see that, especially because I can't stand the Chargers, but also because we were not the one in last place. So, yeah, okay, maybe it lasted 3 hours, but hey, it was fun while it lasted. So hopefully we can elevate and get out of that last place here in the not too distant future. All right. Marty says, first game in Mile High, and we managed to break the streak 1-0 for myself in Denver. Happy for the Broncos to fly me out from the UK. Wow, Mark, you're in the UK. Nice. Wow, and you went to the game in Denver? That is awesome. So if you don't mind me, Mark, ask you this question. You said happy for the Broncos to fly you out from the UK every game. Well, that would be if you can manage to do that, my friend, more power to you. Then you got a lot more insight than I'm not even on the doorstep of the place. I don't have any insight or I don't have any connections, but hey, if you can make it work because every Bronco game at home, I want you to be at. If you're 1-0 because you flew all the way from the UK to be in Power Field at Mile High and the Broncos won that game and snapped the 16-game losing streak, then, my friend, you need to be at every Bronco game. I don't care if it's in Buffalo. I don't care if it's in Denver. I don't care where it is. You need to be at every game, man. So contact the Broncos, contact somebody, and make it happen. Because right now it seems like you're our lucky charm, man, because you were there when the streak was broken. That's awesome. That's awesome. The Avatar reminded me, number 29's McMillan. Man, he had, and if I'm not mistaken, I think he's a rookie, and he just played lights out. So do we really need Kareem Jackson? I'm not advocating that we don't keep Kareem Jackson on the team. I'm just saying, do we need Kareem Jackson to play against Buffalo if McMillan can do what he did yesterday? If he can continually to do that, then yeah, I say keep McMillan. Keep the hot hand. Why would you not keep the hot hand? That doesn't make any sense. So, yes, right, man. I'll tell you what, man. Keep McMillan in there. And then we also have Kareem Jackson as a backup or maybe to shift back and forth. That'd be awesome. Mohammed Badri, what's happening, my friend? Sup, Broncos Bill? Hey, what's up, Mohammed, man? Nice to have you in the house as always. He also follows up by says, finally, we did it. Yes, finally, we did it. Absolutely. That game, I'll tell you what, man. That game, there's a lot of things. I play golf, guys. I play golf. I don't know if you look right back there. My golf club bag is right there with my hat on top. I play golf. I work at a golf course, that kind of thing. There's a saying in golf when you play any round. I mean, whether it's 9 or 18 or whatever, there's always a saying. There will be a shot, a putt, or something that will bring you back to the game. Yesterday's win for the Broncos over the Kansas City Chiefs that had owned 16 straight games against us, that is going to bring us back. I don't mean bring us back as fans, because we're fans. We don't leave the Broncos. If you're a true fan of the Broncos, you don't jump off when they're losing. What I mean by bringing back is bringing back the winning tradition, bringing back the winning idea, bringing back the winning formula, bringing back this organization to prominence. That's what I'm talking about. And that's what yesterday's game, in my opinion, did for this organization. You should have heard, and I wish I would have had the clip, but you should have heard Justin Simmons at the game. After the game, he's talking to the media and the camera and the microphone, and he was so elated, jumping up and down and just going, "Let's go, Broncos!" God, I mean, it was so good, man. It was so good. These guys are pumped. They know they can do it. They know they have the talent. They know they have the players. They know they have the coaching staff. It just needed to be tweaked. It needed to be formed into what Sean Payton is trying to do with these guys. And it's now coming together. It's like spokes, guys. If you're hitting it wrong, it just ain't going to work. Now it's starting to do this. And that's exactly what the Broncos have needed. And everybody that's wanting to, lynch, the coaching staff and just, get rid of, this player, that player. Let's just trade away Jerry Jeudy, Cortland Sutton, and, Justin Simmons and Tim Patrick. And just blow up the whole team. Really? After what you saw yesterday, would you want Jerry Jeudy or Cortland Sutton or Justin Simmons or Patrick Surtain gone? Not me. Not me whatsoever. I said that from day one, weeks and months ago. I don't want these guys gone. And neither do the Bronco players. Justin Simmons says he didn't want anybody gone. He says, we got a great core here. We know we can do it. We know we can get it done. Does that mean the Broncos are going to make the playoffs this year? I'm not saying that. That would take a minor miracle. What I am saying is it's coming together. And it's working towards the right direction. Upward. And that's exactly the way it's going. Now, should the Broncos lose 2 or 3 or 4 in a row coming up? Yeah, it'd be disastrous. I don't see that happening. We've won 2 in a row. We had a close one against Green Bay, but we had a statement game against Kansas City. And that, to me, is a springboard to where this team can go the rest of the season. Am I saying that we're going to have a winning season? I'm not saying that. but I'm also not saying that the Broncos are going to go 5-12. I don't envision that whatsoever. I'm looking at an 8-9 season right now. I'm looking at an 8-9 season, and I think it's very, very doable. And we possibly could go 9-8 if a couple of factors enter in. And I'll get into that down the road in upcoming shows and things of that nature as we go with the season and the wins and or losses. So that's what I'm saying. Great game. Broncos took it to the Chiefs. It was a statement game, not only to Kansas City, but the entire league of the games remaining on the schedule. All right, guys, before I get out of here, let me just touch on a couple more comments. Avatar says, I have a chance to go to the Christmas game against the Patriots. Wow, that would be awesome, dude. That would be so cool, Avatar, if you were able to go to that game. They're in Denver against the Patriots. That'd be sweet. That'd be sweet. By the way, Mundungus Creevy is going to be at the Broncos Vikings game. That's on the 11th of November. So he won't be with me on the neighborhood. I believe that will be Cam Parker. But that's 3 weeks away. So just giving you guys heads up. So yeah, he's going to be at that game with his son. So that'll be cool. Avatar, I hope you make it out to that Christmas Day game. That'd be really special, man. I know it's Christmas Eve, but you mentioned Christmas, but yeah, it's Christmas Eve. But that would be awesome. That'd be really awesome if you could go. Muhammad Badri says playoffs are unlikely, but we can definitely keep making progress. Yeah, absolutely. That's what I'm saying. We continually to make progress, continually to win games, to show that we are not the 70-20 team that we once were. That's in the very, very distant rearview mirror as far as I'm concerned. That 70-20 was not the team that we are now. And that's just the way it is. As long as we keep moving forward and keep moving upward, this team is destined in the not too distant future to not only be back in the playoffs, but to overtake the Chiefs in our own division, win the division, get home field advantage. And in the near future, I'm saying if the things continually to be the same as far as what we saw yesterday and moving upward, this Broncos team is going to be back in contention, back in the playoffs, and looking towards a fourth Super Bowl opportunity to be champions again in the not too distant future. All right. I got to get to this because Matthew Schoonmaker says, bring that schedule up. Give those factors and forecasts. I completely agree with where we are. All right. Let me bring up the schedule. I was going to dip out of here real quick, but let me bring this back up. As long as you guys are into this, I'm into it as well. Here we go. All right. Matthew Schoonmaker says he wants to know the schedule. Here we go. We have a bye week this coming Sunday. And then on a Monday night, November 13th, at Buffalo. Okay? At Buffalo. Then we have, following that, we got a Sunday night game at home against the Minnesota Vikings. That could be without Kirk Cousins. He's injured. It looks like it might be an Achilles tendon. So that's probably not good for the Minnesota Vikings. Following that, at Denver, Sunday, November 26th, hosting the Cleveland Browns. That's a winnable game. So let's go back to the first three I just said. Buffalo, I don't think Denver beats Buffalo. I don't. Could they beat them? Absolutely they can. I just don't think they will. Then we play the Vikings. That's a win. Then we have the Browns at home. That's a win. Then we have the Houston Texans December 3rd at Houston. That's a win. Then we have the Chargers at LA Sunday, December 10th at LA. I got a feeling that's a loss. I'm just saying it. I don't really think and feel it could be a loss. It could be a loss. That's all I'm saying. All right. Then we follow that up at Detroit, December 16th. That game is to be determined. It's either going to be 16th, which is a Saturday, or 17th, which is a Sunday. Not sure yet. That's on the schedule as to be determined. At the Lions, we can beat them. I say that's a win. We come home. The one that Avatar was talking about, Christmas Eve, December 24th, at Denver against the New England Patriots, that is absolutely 100% doable. That's a win. Then the following is New Year's Eve at Denver against the LA Chargers. That's a win. So I say we beat the Vikings, the Browns, that's 2. Houston is 3. Lions is 4. Patriots is 5. Chargers is 6. And then we finish up the season at Las Vegas, to be determined whether it's January 6th, which is a Saturday, January 7th, which is a Sunday, to be determined at Vegas Raiders. Well, that's a winnable game. We should win that one. That's 7 games. Right now, we're sitting at 3-5. If we win those 7 games, and the only one I really have in question is I really have the one in question is the Lions game. So let's say so if we win 7, we're 10. If we win 7, we're 10-7. If we win 9 or 6, then we're 9-8. So either way, we could be having a winning season if those games come true. Those are not hard games, but the way we played against Kansas City, guys, we have a chance to win 9 or 10 games with that schedule that I just presented to you. It's a very, very doable schedule. Very, very doable. All right. Brad Smith, welcome to the chat, my friend. Glad to have you. Really appreciate it. He says, hey, Bill, great win and glad to get the monkey off the back. Really hope Broncos take your advice and avoid any late trades. Well, Brad, I really hope they take my advice too, but I'm not quite sure that people like Sean Payton or George Payton or Greg Penner or anybody in the ownership group is watching, this show. But thanks for the props, man. Thanks for the shout out. Really appreciate it. Yeah, means a lot, man. If they're watching, then that would be amazing. That would absolutely be amazing. Hey guys, thanks so much for everybody being in the chat. I really do appreciate it all the way down from, and I always acknowledge guys, because you are the backbone of this show and every show on the MHRT network. Avatar, Ernie Mays, D-Rock, Mark Tanj, Mohammed Badri, and then Matthew Schoonmaker and Brad Smith. Thank you guys so much for being in the chat. Thanks for your comments. Thanks for your support as always. Before you leave the chat, please hit the thumbs up. That's really, really important for the show. And it's a world of appreciation that you guys really do take the time to be on the show and to watch it and to give your thumbs up. If you haven't, please do so. Really appreciate it. That's it, guys. That's all I have. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. If you have not, please do so. It means the world to this channel and to the network. You guys are the best. For being in the chat, for being on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. You guys are the backbone of the network. You're the backbone of the show. Really, really do appreciate it. There is no game this coming Sunday. It's a bye week. There's not going to be a Broncos neighborhood until 2 weeks from yesterday. But we do have shows Monday through Friday, every single day of the week. Find one that you like. Gravitate to, subscribe to, just support. We really, really do appreciate it, guys. Thanks so much. Mohammed Badri says, have a good night, Bill. Mohammed, you have a great night as well. Everybody in the chat and elsewhere watching this, whether you watch it live or you happen to watch it on replay, thanks again so much, guys, for your support. Really do appreciate it. Until next Friday, I guess until next Friday on my show, Broncos Breakdown. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of the week. Let's party like it's 2015 after the Broncos take down the Kansas City Chiefs 24-9. Guys, we'll talk to you next Friday. Until then, have a very, very safe and happy Halloween tomorrow. Till then, guys, take care. Bye-bye.
Fast lane when I pass in the street, bag of money in the passenger seat. Tempo's been asking for me on the road from the west to the east. Way up, I might never come down, cause the coast's racking up the flame out. So high, might never come down. So what? This is my lifestyle. Wait a minute. Work hard for the car, so that's why it's all tinted. Wait a minute. Had a real late night, woke up with my